Hi everyone, so I started off with this shadow box frame and I painted it black. It originally was like a grey colour, and what I'm doing here is I've got some wrapping paper from a birthday present that I had off my sister, and I'm using the paper for the background because it looks quite nice. And I'm just using a little bit of hot glue just to stick that in place, like so. You could sort of, put a wash of colour over this to make it look a bit more dull or something, but I quite liked how it looked. Then I've got this piece of scrap balsa wood, just out of my craft supplies, and I'm just checking that it fits, which it does, fortunately. I just had to chop off about 1 centimetre off the width of it just to make sure it fit into the frame. And this is just stuck in place with a little bit of hot glue as well, just to form a sort of makeshift shelf, as it were. It doesn't have to be mega sturdy, because the frame is going to hold the majority of the weight, and the items I'm putting inside are not particularly heavy or anything. And once I got that into position, I painted that black as well to match with the rest of the decor. And just make sure that when you do this, you paint around all the edges that you can see. If you leave any white gaps, they'll stand out by a mile. So I'm just going over all the edges and making sure I haven't missed anything. And I am going to add some more dividers for the different objects that I add. And it'll be one of those that when I add the objects, I will add the dividers, because at this stage I didn't know 100% what I was going to put in. I knew I'd got some jars to put some herbs and things in, but I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to store in it at the time. Basically the whole way I've made the dividers for this is just I've took bits of balsa wood, cut them down to size, place the objects in that I wanted to place into the box, and then stuck the balsa wood pieces where they fit around those objects. And as you can see here, I've got some jars. These are from like an old sort of witch's shelves display I did, and the labels are just ones I found on Google that I printed off, and then I painted them to look like that browny colour, and they say like beach sand, black salt, like basically I got the like basic sort of shape for the label, and then you can type in whatever you want. I've also got some glitter and a couple of witches bottles as well for protection, and some black salt, if I didn't already say that. And I'm currently filling up a little jar with some rosemary. I like these little jars. These are just ones I've picked up from the craft store, and then I've used them for multiple purposes. And then as you can see, what I've done is place the jars where I'm going to have them, and then I'll work out where I'm going to put the piece of wood and cut it to size. Just fill up the little divider. This just helps keep everything nice and neat. Because it's like a magnetic closing and it's quite a strong magnet on the frame, everything's going to be prevented from falling out, so I don't have to glue it in necessarily. But the dividers will just keep everything organised, make sure everything's a little bit more snug in position so it doesn't keep falling out or anything. I had a bit of trouble with these two jars because they'd got little charms on them and didn't quite fit, but I just moved them onto a different shelf later on. And as you can see here, what I'm doing is just working out what size dividers and then sticking them in place. And once I stuck the dividers into position, I painted them black as well. And again, they're just held in place with some hot glue. And as you can see, once I finished sticking the dividers in place, I'd placed all the objects that I chose. I've put a little bit of washi tape down the middle just to decorate it and add a bit to it. I've got some charcoal discs, a fake raven skull, incense sticks, a piece of antler, some worry dolls, a couple of crystals, some different, like I've got beach sand, black salt, white glitter and rosemary. I've got some little red berries. I've got a couple of witch jars, some bay leaves, the runes that I made in a previous tutorial, a couple of candles, a little bit of cord, and like a little skull charm that's in the top on the left. And then, as you can see, once it's all in position, I did glue the skull in position, the raven skull, just to make sure it didn't move. I could design the dividers so it held it in place, but I was like, no, I've done at this point. The sort of circle thing with the zodiac signs on is a sticker that I got off Amazon that I've just placed it behind the runes. Then I decided whether I was going to put the skulls on or not, and that's it. That's how to make a little witch's cabinet. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.